when you got into the previous CBA, yes, right, it is because previously there were some terms of service that had not been met.
Yes.
That had included non-payment or remittances of funds.
Yes, yes.
By the time you're signing this agreement, one asks the question, one of the surest way to show that there is intent to do the right thing is pesa lazima ingie kwa account, because already you've delayed in paying me anyway. There has to be some good intention.
It is true.
But that notwithstanding, all we see is after these meetings, there is an agreement, there's a CBA that we have signed on how the payment will happen or not. Now here we are today, public workers, health workers are not at work. What does that mean? Inspection in schools is not taking place.
Yes, yes,
inspection in hotels not taking place. That ad that has just played is about Ebola. And that rightfully lands in your on your feet in what it is you need to do. So in terms of looking at how important your work is and how serious it is for the nation's security and healthcare
surveillance systems,
now that we are outside, what guarantees are there that you are going to work only if your terms have been met, that the monies that have not been paid are paid, that the contracts that have not been issued are issued? Or is it another case of we signed on a dotted line with we hope to God that it will be done?
First of all, RS and CBS are creation of the law. That's the Labor Relations Act. When a union is registered in this country, the first thing for that union is supposed to do, first of all, is to sign a recognition agreement with the employer. That is to say, Section 54. That is to say that the employer takes a full responsibility of that union, because you have actually, there's a certain percentage, like 50+1. You have a simple majority of the employees, the workers you actually do what? Represent. After you sign an RA, then comes a CBA. Now, that's a collective bargaining agreement, actually highlighting issues, because each and every union represents unique workers. For example, as public health union, we represent public health officers and technicians in this country. These officers are actually the people who do preventive work. That's what I'm saying. Even in our strike, right now we actually experiencing very weak disease surveillance systems. If you look at the people who are actually supposed to be tracking down diseases, detecting diseases, responding to emergencies, outbreaks, they are actually on strike. Looking at our border points are actually very porous right now. We're talking about national health security here. The PHOs were actually designated to be at the border points to be able to screen travelers, be able to inspect food, be able to do sampling of water, food and water analysis, are not doing that. Our national public health food labs are actually empty right now because these workers are actually on strike. What are we saying? We're actually projecting a nation that can maybe actually fall sick anytime from now. God forbid if we have an outbreak right now, like for example, of cholera or Ebola comes back or whatever, Marburg, whichever, or COVID-19, will be in shit right now. So what we are saying is that the CBS needs to be honored unless we change the Labor Relations Act, because we actually govern by the law. Unions are a creation of the government. By the way, if you go to the developed countries, unions are supposed to be funded by governments. Because they are creation of the government. They are supposed to be working. We represent workers who work for government. They don't work for ourselves.
Yes.